Hey, I'm back. Right, so I've got the text message now that this same 50-year-old woman wrote about herself, by herself, pretending to be not herself. Okay, so I'm going to read it out. Laura has said multiple times, and she has proved it, that she doesn't fight with ex-friends. She didn't go after for months, and many others, until she was totally pushed and backed into a corner. And even then, she didn't reveal anything like has done. She didn't even say anything about negs for over a month. Savage fights dirty, and so does Laura. But the difference is, Savage needs to find someone to fight with. Laura has asked to just be left alone. And quite frankly, I don't think Laura gives a crapola about Savage or her friends. None of us even talk about them because no one watches them. I am in Laura's membership, and I can tell you that none of us have even watched Savage, Pirate, or Shanman since the Diane thing. None of us care about any of them and talk about people that have gone low. Savage, where's the other part? Savage and her crew are disgusting. We don't care to watch her or her nasty friends. I know you can't understand this because you were also scared of someone on the internet. But if you don't watch someone or care to watch them, you can't address them. As if that makes any sense. Right, so we're just going to analyse this a little bit, all right? So first line, Laura is saying about Laura, that Laura has said multiple times, and she has proved it, that she doesn't fight with ex-friends, right? Well, I can remember her falling out with Amanda Lane, Jenna Moon, Mandy Bell, Tiffany, the Starlight International, those girls. She had several rows. Oh, no, because they wouldn't have been friends. Right, they're the people I can think of. I think the latest girl was Hummingbird, and I think there was another one. I'm sorry, I'm behind with all of that. I didn't follow it properly. But she has fallen out with loads of people and talked about them, is the point I'm making, right? So this is just a straight up blatant lie Laura is saying about Laura as herself, pretending to be not herself. She was totally pushed and backed into a corner. And even then, she didn't reveal anything like has done, right? So this whole part here, she didn't go after for months, right? And many others, until she was totally pushed and backed into a corner. And even then, she didn't reveal anything like has done, right? So she's constantly in the third person, grandstanding as herself, by herself, pretending not to be herself. We've got it, right? This is bizarre. Only in the mind of a narcissist, this bullshit, I'm telling you, right? She didn't even say anything about negs for over a month, right? It's like she wants that pointed out. She didn't even say anything about negs for over a month, as if she's getting points, right? Or as if it matters, okay? As if it matters. She knew him over a year ago. I'm sure she had him on panel. What's she on about? Savage fights dirty. Okay, so there's the dig, all right? Savage fights dirty, and the comparison, okay? Savage fights dirty, and so does Laura. But the difference is, there has to be a difference, okay? There's going to be a difference that makes sure Laura comes out in this comment the better one, all right? She's going to compliment herself here. Wait for it. Savage fights dirty, and so does Laura. But the difference is, Savage needs to find someone to fight with, and Laura just has to be alone, okay? Trying to portray to us that Laura is peaceful and just wants leaving alone. Now, if you're saying leaving alone, you would assume that someone's being bothered to be saying, can you leave me alone, okay? Laura claims she's drama and has a drama channel and wants to be in the drama, but then when drama comes back to her, she wants leaving alone. That's Laura's pattern. Period. Absolute period. That's all she does. Involves herself, sticks her nose in, and then when people come for her and she can't well, basically that they're more intelligent, okay? And she can't come up with intelligent answers to explain her bullshit. Suddenly she wants leaving alone, right? When Laura's been held accountable for the things that she said and done, that's the point that Laura wants leaving alone. You won't notice Laura saying she wants leaving alone when you just won't notice her say it. She only says it when she has stirred up a load of shit. She has absolutely kicked the hornet's nest, and all these angry hornets come for her, and suddenly she wants leaving alone, right? It's the same with the Shani thing. She inserted herself into the Shani thing, didn't do the research, started talking about the people on the internet were harassing this child abuser, right? This child abuser, and she has to be the only one, doesn't she, defending a child abuser. She's over there defending a child abuser, right? But she wants leaving alone. So when somebody comes back to her and corrects her, because half of what she was saying was just rubbish, right? Then at that point, I don't know who all these weirdos are. They're trolls. They're just using me for views. I just want leaving alone. I don't give a shit. I don't care, right? That's always her attitude. Always her attitude. Laura has asked to just be left alone. I mean, portraying in here that, I mean, it's how she sees herself. That this is how she'd like to see herself, I'm sure. The delusions of the narcissist, I mean, they're insane. They're insane. This is her talking about herself, and surprise, surprise, she places herself as this wonderful person that hasn't done anything wrong and just wants leaving alone. I mean, would you believe it? There's a poor girl over there at 50 years old that just wants leaving alone, and the internet just will not leave her alone. I don't think Laura gives a crapola about Savage or her friends. Well, the very fact that you're mentioning them, I would surmise that you do give a shit, that you do give a crapola about them, all right? Because there's another, it's a more grandstanding. This is the grandstanding. She has to keep letting them know, I'm above you, I'm above you, I'm above you. That's what that's about. She's reaffirming it to herself, and it's projecting outwards into this bloody bullshit comment. That's what's going on. She has to keep grandstanding throughout the whole thing. None of us even talk about them because no one watches them. Well, the opposite of everything a narcissist says is the truth, all right? The opposite. So she's saying she isn't watching. She's watching. I am in Laura's membership, and I can tell you that none of us have ever watched Savage Pirate or Shanman since the Diane thing. Well, I mean, there's tiers to this thing. This is the thing that many of her members don't understand. There's the inner sanctum, okay? And within the inner sanctum, only Laura keeps her most trusted confidants, all right? Then there's the next tier, okay? The bit of the outer sanctum. And those in the bit of the outer sanctum think that they're in the inner sanctum, but they're not. They're in the outer bit of sanctum, right? They don't even know there's an inner sanctum. They think they're the only sanctum. And below that, there's another tier, right, of the wider sanctum, okay? Now, the people in the wider sanctum don't know anything about the other two sanctums. They believe they're in the inner sanctum, okay? That's how nuts this shit is. Most trusted at the top, second to next trusted, might do me some shady shit, might not, okay? Then you've got the next group that are, that's where everything just looks beautifully perfect. We watch movies, we just talk about our lives, right? That's what all this is. Do you know how I know? Because enough people have come out of the inner sanctum and told us what goes on. I am in Laura's membership, and I can tell you she has never talked. The fact that this person, the Laura, pretending to be another person talking about Laura, is in the membership doesn't mean anything, okay? There's other ways and other places she can go to have private conversations if she wanted to talk about these people. Maybe she only talks about these people with her close friends. What does it matter? None of us care about any of them and talk about people that have gone low. Girl, Savage and her crew are disgusting. We don't care to watch her or her nasty friends. There again with the nasty friends, right? She has to get the grandstanding in that I am better than Savage. We don't care to watch her, right? We don't care to watch her. As in, because she's a POS. That's what she's getting at, okay? It's all just grandstanding about herself. I know you can't understand this because you are all so scared. Again, with the grandstanding, okay? She's having to separate herself from the rest of whoever she's separating herself from. I know you can't understand, as though everybody else is stupid and she's the only one that understands. It's like when someone goes in a stream and they say to her, and she says to him, oh, you just don't understand. You can't understand plain English. And you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? It's you that doesn't understand plain English. It's you that keeps coming out with all this stuff that no one can make any sense of, right? The people that are asking the normal questions to her, right? Her reaction to that is, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're too stupid to understand. She's always trying to imply that she has a level of intelligence that nobody else can attain, or that nobody else would understand, right? And some of that is how she keeps some of those subscribers in their place, because she's constantly grandstanding and telling them not who she is, who she wishes she was, right? This idea, this delusion that she has in her mind of how grand and powerful she is, that's the idea of her that she wants people to believe. Exactly that. And then she's saying about that, where she says, I know you can't understand, right? Because you were also scared of someone on the internet. The grandstanding there, but if you don't watch someone or care to watch them, you can't address them, right? Always like if you notice with Laura, she tries to use amateur reverse psychology with the viewers, right? The opposite of what she wants them to do, she'll try and play, this is going to get so complicated, reverse psychology games, right? Like, and as well, she'll use like false intimidation tactics to like try and put people off doing what it is they're doing, right? So if somebody's reviewing her, for example, right, she'll throw out, oh, I need an example. She'll throw out things like, only doing that is going to make you look stupid. Or only someone without a brain cell would do that, right? So she's trying to put it into your mind, oh, you know, everyone's going to think you're stupid if you go ahead and do this. She's constantly, if you listen to Laura, she's constantly trying to play some kind of fucking mind game, right? With the audience, with the enemy, with the person she's arguing with, like how she said, like how she was saying yesterday, trying to intimate that she has a right now to go after people's children because, I mean, it was just a complete shambolic mess. She was implying that a certain person had done this, made this troll account and doxed her daughter's TikTok account, right? And she doesn't have proof it's the person, but it's probably the person. It could be any of them. I mean, these are things she said throughout the stream. It could be any of them. I know it's that side. I know it's her. Well, it's one of them. Well, if it's not her, then I'm sorry, right? Well, if it's not her, then I got it wrong. I know it's one of them. They shouldn't act the way they did, and then I wouldn't think it was them. Always trying to get herself out of it, right? As though it's not her fault. Always trying, with all her statements, to dodge responsibility and shirk taking any accountability. That's what her statements are. So apart from they're always trying to play these reverse type of mind games, and trying to get the person to do the opposite of what they're doing. The same with her accusations, right? She will throw the accusation out there that it was this person, but then she'll throw a counter out there. Oh, well, if it wasn't this person, then I'm sorry, but I really think it's this person. And then all her chat is dragging this person, or all her chat's accusing this person, right? But she's constantly throwing out like fucking back steps and disclaimers all over the place. Oh, just forget that if that happens to be true. I never said it, whatever, right? I mean, she's just a fucking mess. A mess. And all this is, I thought it was going to be a bit more. I thought I was going to get a few more lols out of it. But all that this comment is that she wrote about herself is just constant grandstanding. trying to present herself in a way that she isn't all the time. She can't communicate without trying to bring herself across as a certain way. Who was I watching? I heard somebody, I think it was Wendy, say, she mentioned something about the sorry, and I totally agree with that. Sorry for narcissistic type people, it's like a give in, right? It's like a waving of the white flag. You're not going to get a sorry because in their minds it's used as a card of power, right? Sorry is only used as a power play, their special power move, if it's going to get them something back in return. So say they've done something heinous, cheating on you, whatever, and you find out, you're not going to get a sorry at first, then you might get a sorry, but it'll only be used strategically in order to control and manipulate the other person. And she's the same way. Rather than say sorry, she comes out with a number of reasons why that wasn't her fault, why this wasn't her to blame by her, how it isn't her responsibility, and how she shouldn't need to take accountability for it, right? That's all she does. Listen to the words that are coming out of her mouth and the things that she's saying. She's constantly giving excuses and reasons about why things aren't her fault. Oh, sorry, I've got a chest infection and I keep getting breathless. Yeah, so I think we'll wrap it up here for this one. So I've got the other part, the part about childhood essay to put in sequence, and then we've got her pretending to be somebody else on the internet talking about herself, but not herself. That's so confusing. And I've got another couple of little things that I just wanted to put together that I wanted to react to. So bye bye for now.